I'm Sasha, and you're watching Disney Channel. Just kidding, it's just my really awkward YouTube channel. Hi guys, so for real, I'm Sasha, and this is my first ever real YouTube video. I guess I could say that, but I was recently accepted into the Disney College program, and I thought I would make my first video about that, and kind of depicting how my application process was, because this was my third time applying for the program. My first time I applied about the same week that applications dropped, and I was stuck in application received the entire time and was finally NLIC'd on the last day. And I don't remember like how my application was at that time. It was a couple years ago. That was for spring of 2017, or yes, it was for spring of 2017. And I don't remember how my application was, like what roles I applied for per se. But the second time I applied was this past year. It was for the spring of 2019, and I applied on my phone. Bad idea, guys, just letting you know. I applied on my phone, so when I was putting interest in all the roles, there was no interest option. So any role that I did not want, I put low interest. So basically, I showed interest in every role, which is not too great, because then you can get a role that you definitely don't want, but because you put interest in it, it happened. But I applied my second time. I applied on the week after applications dropped, and I was stuck in application received from then for about a month and a half. And I finally got my WBI and my PI, and the phone interview was scheduled that next week. And that interview went so great. Like, that interviewer, I didn't get accepted, but I still want to meet her and just be like, you are awesome, I love you. Like, I was just so nervous for that phone interview. But when I got on the phone with her, like, she just made sure I knew, like, don't be nervous. Like, I understand this is a big thing. It's a big deal. But, like, you could just take your time. It's fine. You're human. Like, everything will be fine. Like, I'm here to just make sure you're comfortable. And she did. Like, I felt like I was talking to one of my friends. Like, the nerves went away after, like, the first 10, 15 seconds. That was it. And the number one thing that I was like really nervous about was the tattoo question, because I've got a lot of tattoos. But like when she had me like describing all of them, like the size and everything, like she would just be like, "Oh, that one sounds so cute." Like I felt like I was talking to one of my friends. Like, she was just so friendly and carefree, and like I loved it. And the interview ended, and I just felt so confident with it. Like, I was just like, that was really fun. Like, that didn't even feel like an interview. It felt so fun. But unfortunately, I did not get accepted. I was waitlisted on the very last day, and once you're waitlisted, you basically have an extended time frame to hear back. And sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Once I found out I was waitlisted, I went on the Facebook group to see if anybody else was waitlisted, to try to find, friends, support system. And I found like one person who had made a GroupMe, which is a group chat sort of application. And he made a GroupMe for waitlisted people for that term. So there's a total of 22 of us in that group chat, and they're all so great. I love them. Like, we all still talk. Like, I consider them best friends of mine. But we were all waitlisted, and we were forced to wait until about the second to last day to hear back, and we all got NLIC'd. Like, none of us got accepted. There was a total of 2 or 3 people, I believe, in total who were waitlisted and got accepted, and none of them were in our little group. So we were just like, dang it. But we all applied again for fall 2019, and those applications dropped on January 22nd, and let me get my calendar out just like to make sure everything I'm saying is correct. But yes, January 22nd is when fall applications dropped, and I applied about 10 to 15 minutes after they dropped, and about 30 minutes later I got my phone interview email. And the reason I didn't get my WBI email was because WBIs are valid for 6 months. And because I just had my WBI in November, early November, like the first week of November, I was eligible still. Like my phone interview, my WBI, sorry, was eligible until April because that would have been the 6-month mark. But because it's only January, like, it was okay. So, needless to say, I had applied on January 22nd, and my phone interview was scheduled for that Thursday, so January 24th, 2 days after I applied. And that was different from my first interview. This interviewer, she was just a lot more professional and formal and everything. She was not, like, casual and carefree as my first interviewer. She just seemed really monotone about everything, which, I mean, you're professional, I understand that. I was just comparing it in my head to the past interview, which is what I shouldn't have done. This is a different interviewer. But I felt a lot more nervous with this interview because of her tone. And she just, when it got to, again, one of the most nervous parts for me, the tattoo question. I hadn't gotten any other tattoos since my last interview, so nothing's changed, but I had a past experience with a job and tattoos that's, like, made me a bit, self-conscious. But she just made it seem like when she got to my tattoos and she had me describe them, she was just like, oh, okay, sure. Like, she was just very, it was concerning. But that was the interview, and she talked a lot about PhotoPass. Like, the most was talked about PhotoPass. If the most of the interview was talking about my tattoos, I'm not gonna lie, but the second most thing that was talked about was PhotoPass, and then attractions, and then a little bit about character attendant. Because of my tattoos on my wrist, I have a small one here, and then another one right here that I usually cover with my watch. Because of those, I can't work in quick service food and beverage or merchandise. Those are just the rules. They're not allowed to have tattoos, and they're not allowed to have makeup to cover tattoos. Whereas other rules, you are allowed to have tattoos as long as they're covered up with makeup, a bracelet or watch, or sleeves, long sleeves. So I wasn't allowed to be in quick service food and beverage or merchandise. And I was like, that's fine. I'm still considered for other roles that I put interest in. So that's all great. All awesome. So she talked a little about character attendant for about 2 seconds. And then she talked about attractions, why I'd want to be in attractions, scenarios. Like, she asked me what I would do in certain scenarios, certain situations and attractions. Like, what would you do if a kid was too small, too short to ride the ride? Like, how would you go about doing that? And then a lot of it was centered on PhotoPass, my experience in the past with photography, what cameras I've used, all of that, how I would handle certain situations. A lot of it was scenario questions, but that was okay. But yeah, that was pretty much my interview process. It was not as fun as the first one, but it was okay. I was scared, but it was okay. And then that was January 24th. I'm looking at my calendar again. And then a week had passed, and on February 5th, that's 2 weeks later? Almost 2 weeks later. It's about a week and 5 days. A week and 5 days. I got my acceptance email, and that was the best day ever. I was waiting at my mom's job because I knew a wave was going to happen that day, and I just didn't know when. Because I know that they usually are in the office between 9 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. So my first class started at 12 that day. But I was in school early just to be there early, I guess. I catch a bus. But I was just like waiting. It was like 9 a.m. passed, and I was waiting, and then 10 a.m. passed, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then, I kid you not, at 11:55, recruiter Christy tweeted that the wave was starting, and I was like, I have to be in class in 5 minutes. You're telling me that I can't check my phone while I'm in class for about an hour. I was freaking out. But I went to class. I had my friend was like, "I'll take your phone, like, so you don't have to worry about checking it." And I was like, "I'm just gonna put it on Do Not Disturb. I'm gonna put it in my bag. I'm not gonna have it on me. It's just I'm gonna try my best to just keep myself sane." So that's what I did. I didn't check my phone at all. I had it on Do Not Disturb, so I couldn't feel it. I couldn't hear it. Nothing. And then right after class, like as soon as class was over, I just ran out, checked my phone, nothing. I checked on the Facebook page and I saw, I believe, 2 people who got accepted for Disneyland. And I was like, okay, maybe they're doing Disneyland first. Like, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. And then a few hours had passed and it was like 1 o'clock. It was 2. And then I was like, okay, nothing's happening. But about 2 o'clock was when Walt Disney World offers started going out. And all I was doing was checking everybody on the Facebook page, like everyone who got accepted, I was checking their last name and seeing if it was in any kind of order. And it wasn't. No order. No particular order. And roles were just, they were just out. Like, they're like, because usually it's like last names in alphabetical order, either going frontwards or backwards, or they go out and like all of attractions gets out first, and then all photo pass, all merchandise. Like, it's like always in like, sometime, most of the time, it's in a certain order. But it was not this time, and I was freaking out about it. And that was about 2 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go home. So I went to my mom's job and waited for her to get off of work, and I was just in the lobby waiting for her to get off, and I actually ended up falling asleep in one of the very comfortable chairs in my mom's lobby, and my phone was like this, because I was on it, and my phone was just like this while I was like laying down, sleeping, and then all of a sudden, like, my phone vibrates, and I was like, who's interrupting my nap? Like, what is this? And so I check my phone and I see an email notification. And I'm just like, an email? Like, what? And I let my phone, like, scan my face. And it says, Disney College Program. And the subject says, congratulations. And I swear, if there weren't a bunch of people in that lobby, I probably would have screamed. But I didn't. I just cried, like, really silently for, like, good 5 minutes. And then I called my mom. I didn't open the email yet. Just the notification itself was making me go crazy. But I called my mom, and she was not answering her phone. And she was supposed to get off at 3, and it was exactly like 3:05. And I was like, why aren't you here? So she wasn't answering the phone, so I called my dad. And I told him, like, as soon as he answered, I was like, are you busy? And he was like, no, not really, what? And I was like, I got accepted. And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, give me a second. And then I just hear him, like, getting out of his chair, and I hear him walking to, like, because he shares an office with, like, 2 or 3 other guys. And so I hear him walking out of the room, and as soon as I hear the door close, he just goes, woo, and he just screams, and I'm just like, me too, Dad, me too. But then, like, he was like, okay, tell me when you're on your way home. And I was like, okay. So he went back to work, and that's when exactly, like, when I got off the phone with him, my mom called me, and she was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go. And so I met her, and I told her, I was like, so I got accepted. And she was like, for real? And I was like, yeah, just like, show me the email. I don't believe you. And so I showed her the email. Like, I opened the email, like, right there. Like, not the email, but the notification for the email. And she's like, oh my God. And so she dragged me to, like, this corner that's in her building. And she's like, open the email. And so we opened the email. And right when she sees, like, the little banner, like, you've been accepted banner on the email, like, the top of the email, she just starts jumping and screaming, and then all of a sudden, like, we're both just, like, jumping and screaming around, fangirling in, like, this corner in my mom's building, but no big deal, nothing to see here, folks. But it was a great day. It was a great day. And then, of course, I told the group of friends that I made from the waitlist group chat, and they were all so supportive and great, and I love them so much. Oh my gosh, if you guys are watching, I love you. But yes, I'm sorry, I'm still in shock. Like, it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks since I was accepted, and I'm still in shock. I'm still in, like, the biggest, like, I'm in disbelief. I can't even talk. I can't believe this is happening. It's a dream come true. I can't even stress this enough. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I'm gonna be uploading a video that when I get my arrival itinerary, I will be making a video on my location reveal, housing reveal, all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more.